All right. Okay, so welcome to day 4 of the whole Sonic every 2D game playthrough. I don't know why my brain's lagging so much right now. I'm doing a bit of a later in the day live stream. I feel like doing it. I've been working all day on the next video. Um and it's making pretty good progress. I've got about, let's see, 28 minutes, 33 is when it's about to end, more or less. I might cut, may add more, I don't really know. So about 5 more minutes of like footage that needs to be created, kind of. Note, this is the rough draft of the video. A lot of the early parts of the video, let me just like zip over to that.
Main timeline
It's either just like basic footage or just like stuff like this,
sure
like,
about himself.
Like it like there's no real movement or like things happening. So that's the update on the next video. So there's 5 minutes I need like cover visuals for, then I'll work on, because a lot of this is placed here so I know like the gist of the layout of things, like where X and Y is going to be, what's going to be the visual on screen, and then I need to figure out how to animate it or make it look better. As for like more finished visuals, because I tend to do more finished visuals as I go on, especially because like usually the videos get more complicated as their duration goes on. Like this whole sequence.
That said, you don't actually get along with most kids your age. Maybe you do have some friends at this point in time, but you're a bit brash and a bit hard to get used to, so you're not good at making them. Then this new character,
like this
you
is
haven't maybe seen in a while,
fully
if
animated.
ever.
Did I not reset the scale on this? Restore. Background wasn't lined up. But yeah, so hi Tepig. So yeah, that's the update on where the next video is going. Other than that, it's 5 minutes of like filler visuals. Some of them are going to be like better than others. Then I need to do a second pass over the video where I go through it all and try to make a better cut of it. I actually want to take a break from the Genesis games today. I want to just do a quick little run through of Sonic 1 on the Game Gear. Just because I haven't yet, you know? Oh, god damn it. I always do this. I always forget I can't click off. Yeah, I saw the Dead by Daylight stuff. I just don't feel like doing it yet. So yeah, we're doing Game Gear today. I'll see how many I beat. I'm not super familiar with the Game Gear games. Very bit crushed though. I thought about doing the Master System ports. I ultimately decided against it. I will say one thing I don't like about the first Master System game is that you don't collect rings. What the hell? It's supposed to be happening? That didn't feel intentional. Did that glitch? Hell. That's a first outing. We did Act 1. We did it. Act 1. I know the Chaos Emeralds are just kind of around in this game. It's kind of weird how this one does Chaos Emeralds. Oh, I didn't even... This is very... I will say, this is a decent... Like, it's different, but it's a very... like, authentic to the feel of Sonic 1 port, you know? Or not port, remake. Because this... it took me forever to realize those are checkpoints, is what those represented. In fact, I think this one just straight up does Chaos Emeralds better. I stand by like the finding hidden objects gameplay loop, because I played through a little bit of this, but there's going to be a good chunk of this game I'm not familiar with. It's down here. That's not to say like all of this game I think is better than the Genesis version, because it's not. But it is to say I like that concept. I like the idea of like looking for the Chaos Emeralds more. The springs are another thing I'm not super duper fond of. The inability to pick up rings is kind of annoying because it just makes it a health bar system basically, and stuff like that can happen. But it's a charming little game other than that. Do I get the Chaos Emerald still? Yeah, I do. Okay. Yeah, so it doesn't feel like I can super spin dash in this game, which it makes sense. This is Sonic 1, technically. Normal Genesis Sonic 1 didn't have the super spin dash either. It just had the normal roll. Well, have a good night, Kieran Cheap Cheap. And I don't really... Do you have to hit that fast enough? I don't really get like the sign flipping around gimmick in this. This might be one I can just kind of play through, honestly. Because, like, this one's... From what I played of, it's pretty simple and easy. Like, I haven't had really any major segments where I'm like, oh, I'm lost and stuck. One, I will say, this boss fight feels more like a first encounter than the actual Sonic 1 encounter is. They rip out Sonic's nose? I didn't even notice. I wasn't really looking at the sprite that much. Ridge. Like actual Sonic 1, you know, he goes straight out with like the Wrecking Ball. Which, it's kind of weird if that's the first time they've met each other canonically. That he already has like equipment for fighting Sonic saved up. Ugh, at the limits of the Game Gear can handle. I like to think in my headcanon the Game Gear games are prequels. To the Genesis versions. It's my personal little headcanon. I don't know if that's canon or not, or if there is any chronological placement of the Yeah, I do think if I finish all of them, I might make them into like a standalone video, like edit together the best and worst of each game's torment. Okay. I do remember, I've never got that one, but I was playing through of the early levels. I remember that one. I'm like, oh, the next time I play through this on actual stream. Okay, so I think it's based on how high you get to spin. Yeah, I'll maybe edit this in a video. Maybe I'll make like a Cyrus Walks 2. Just for this kind of stuff. And the special stage in this is a lot sillier than the actual game's special stages. Not that I mind it, though. I like the... Damn it, my dogs always bark as soon as I get on live stream. I think it's them hearing me talking. Oh. Are they orange in this game? I'm not really paying attention to Sonic Sprite much. I can't tell he's flickering. God damn it. Ugh. Why auto-scroll? What about the auto-scroll trope? Got it to be a mainstay in video games. Doesn't even make, like, it... I think one of my problems with auto-scroll is, like, it's kind of immersion breaking, because, like, what is it? In Sonic 3, it made sense, because that's like a stage play. That's, like, the bit of that game. It's a play recreating the events of an actual Mario and, like, Luigi adventure we never really see. Or, it might be the first game's adventure. But the point is, it's not actually how, like, Mario 3, the one we play as, is the replay of it. It's not the real event. Tell the dogs hi. I really hope they're not audible on mic. They were literally silent all day today until I started streaming. And even if they're not audible on mic, I can still hear them. Shoes are kind of orange. And that really annoys me. How many stages are in this one? In actual Sonic 1, it's... In the actual Sonic 1, it's Green Hill, Marble Zone, Scrapyard Zone, Labyrinth Zone, Starlight Zone, and then Scrap Brain Zone, and Final Zone, which is Scrap Brain Zone 4. So how many are in this one? Because we have different stages in this version. That's probably where the emerald is on this stage. That's what also sucks about, like, the auto-scrolls. Like, it so kills exploration, I really don't like it. Like, it means if you just did not get it, you're just screwed. I mean, I know there's no Super Sonic in this game, so there's not, like, a super important point. To make it so you can't pick up rings on a game with this tiny of a screen. Cruel. It also does feel out of place in a Sonic game, that's true. It's like, you know, it's all about momentum and, like, maintaining that pace, and then being locked to a set pace is really annoying. 6 or 7. I don't know how many emeralds are in this game. Is there a bit to this? Damn it. What? Why did he hit me that time, but not all the other times? Oh, there's no box this time. What's the point of this bridge here? Like, I'm trying to figure out why there's a bridge there. It just seems to make the game slower. Okay, so I guess he can sometimes hurt you when the game feels like it. It must be the pellets he's shooting out. There must be, like... Okay, that's the bit. Like, the Elder Scroller is not only, like, not a fun trope on its own, but, I don't know, the idea of a Sonic game having it's just kind of weird. Sonic? I'm not pressing anything. Okay, so you stay on the other side so you steal it out. Or not? I mean, yeah, it's called Bridge Zone, but, like, there's not an obstacle or anything. There's, like, no rings here. There's not, like, a point to it. It just serves to lag the game out while I go for the next boss fight. So it can hurt. Okay, so Robotnik can hurt you, but not always. I don't get it. I'm a little confused why. I also don't get how I'm supposed to avoid this boss. I just stay in the middle. Like it feels like the you know, the jump. Okay, like the jump does have different heights, but it's not super precise about it. So I'm a little confused why they would. Like, they don't expect you to jump between those gaps in 0 rings on stage 2's boss, right? Middle of the screen? Middle of the screen. Or not. Or it's not the middle of the screen. I don't get... Okay, whatever. This game's pretty short, I think. I refuse to believe they would make a Game Gear game. Especially when you can kind of teleport through level 1, apparently. They got the music, I'll give them that. Oh, I goofed. Yeah, which Silver characterization do I prefer? That's a good question. I like the idea of a Silver that has range. I think it's you know, there's some characters where I'm like I think them kind of being locked to certain personalities is kind of like their bit. But you know, it's like I would be really confused if Charmy had almost any personality other than Charmy B, for example. Like it feels kind of weird for him. And likewise, while I think Sonic should have the capacity to take things seriously, I think it would be really out of character for him to be, like, upset or confused beyond just, like, wow, I don't know what's happening, but I'm still going to stick through it. Like, you know, it'd be kind of weird if he was, like, depressed or something like that. That's just, like, so not Sonic's deal. But, like, likewise, I think Silver's one of those characters who's, like, a good range of, like, how he feels should be there. Like, I like the idea of him being optimistic in the right moments, you know? Yeah, sure. Alright. Who is streaming? It's an important question if you're gonna... I was going to do, like, a bit of, like, the actual GOAT is not me, and, you know, that's the joke, but I'm trying to think of, like, who the funnier streamer to replace me would be. Did you miss anything? Not really. I died on Bridge Zone. I done goofed. But I don't think this game's long, so I'm just going to keep playing it. If I learn it's a pretty long game, I might use save states or something like that, or... I don't know, but it's a goddamn Game Gear game. It cannot be that long. And away he goes. So if you... It may seem like this is a boss fight where you do nothing, but if he gets, like... If he moves around enough, he'll like, charge at you. I know that because I played the boss fight very safe the first time I played through this game. I've actually never beaten this game. Yeah, I on the topic of like Silver's characterization, I think, you know, he can be serious when the moment calls for it, but he can also be like goofy in some moments. I like goofy Silver a lot, admittedly. I kind of like his characterization being, and you know, it's fitting because this is his inspiration as a character. I know that like the fact that he is such like a cool hero in some ways is kind of what makes his silly moments that silly. And I like the idea of his naivety of like the present day at first. Yeah, this is how checkpoints work in this game. They're monitors instead of goalposts. Walk forward, Sonic. This is an alright gimmick, but I'm not super fond of the launch-up system. I wish it played into the boss some. I think that's what bothers me a little bit about it is, you know, you have this gimmick, but it doesn't seem to do anything. I wish we got more, like, mainline Silver game stuff. I should probably read a bit more of the... Like, okay, I've read pretty much every relevant FNAF story at some point or another. Actually, I've got a minute and a half in this sequence. I think it's decently generous for how long you get in a sequence. And continue, and there we go. I should read more of Tales before Secret of the Mimic comes out, so I have all that refreshed on my mind some. We have one continue, we got extra life. So 50 rings really is the desire, like obviously you want 50 rings in that stage, but in this game where it seems to just kind of throw you at bosses with no real support. Because all the bosses in this game seem to have no rings in them. Why did it... Well, that's not how the enemy should have worked. Oh, I need to watch the next Secret of the Mimic teaser. I'll do that if I finish this game. Are you fucking kidding me? That's so dumb. I hate... That's another trope I don't really like in games that's very common in this era, is enemy that knocks you exactly far enough back to fall into the pit. It's just a dumb, like, it's not fair to have the game structured like that. Like, getting hit is already punished by how the game works. You know, it's like there's no reason to make it insta-death. To fuck up to an enemy that's barely on screen. especially in less than 4:3 aspect ratio. It forces me to play on the left side of the screen. I do want to make like a list at some point of like the required story list of Fazbear Frights, or like rank them on like importance or something like that. Up here, they wouldn't just a checkpoint. Is that all that's up here? Are you kidding me? That's so boring. I do think I think my guess for Tales continuity and or short story continuity in general is the idea of either soft canon or like a reboot. Or it's Deltarune Undertale logic, where it's like a parallel timeline where pretty much everything relevant happens the same. Or not even the same, just like it's the same cast of characters and they have the same general characterization and vibe. But like some are changed out, and that's where a lot of the story differences come out. Like for example, like Chris, still the child of the humans, like Kara is, but different in characterization from what little we get of both. See, the difference between Silver Eyes and Tails and Frights and all that. Oh, there's multiple... I didn't even realize there were multiple special stages. I haven't messed around with this game enough to, like, know a lot about how it works. Oh. Come on. Not boring, that's... Like, even if it's in a slightly different world, Asgore and Toriel are still recognizably the same general characters. However, they aren't the same Asgore and Toriel from Undertale. Like, that's the way that's like the analogy so you keep your shield, that's nice. Sonic 1 and 2 do not give you that leniency. I will, if I beat multiple Game Gear games, so I can get 3 hits at a time. It seems like I need to kind of... I don't get it. This boss really seems kind of arbitrary. Why? I don't get what the rules for this boss are. Like, it feels completely random whether he hits me or not. Like this. So, I can stand in him sometimes, but if bullets are on the screen, I can't? Is that the rule set? I don't get where the hitbox is. You also can't hide in the corner, which was my next idea to try. Yeah, I remember that. I watched it on stream, the Dako interview, and it's so clear he was trying to like get a straight answer out of them. It's so weird that there isn't like a straight answer though. Maybe you roll. Let's try rolling after every... Okay, maybe if I'm faster? This boss fight feels real weird. Like, it doesn't feel... I don't know, there's a lot of Sonic boss fights you get, like, the gist pretty quickly. Memorization? Like, I don't get the rules I'm supposed to follow here. That's okay. It didn't. I think jump. That had to be on mic. How much I was mashing A or X or whatever the hell the button is. This stage is real. Like, it feels real finicky. Yeah, you do get one shot at every boss. That's how this works. I do wonder if that is the bit. Like, they don't want to answer it right now because they're unsure if like, what the intent is. Because Scott feels like he's being weirdly coy with it. Okay, I think you're supposed to bounce twice, then roll. Roll towards the middle. No, there's continues in this game if you get them in the special stage. Shut up. The dogs are really not helping. The dog's barking every time I do a goddamn live stream. What? The rule! Am I stupid? Like, is this a normal boss and I'm just not playing it right? Don't get what I'm supposed to do. This feels like, it feels wrong. It feels like it's working not the right way it's supposed to. No, Scott absolutely knows about the book debates. There's no fucking way he doesn't. Because here's the thing. If we're using them wrong... Okay, here's the thing. I think we've played pretty much every perspective on how to use the books and games and novels and all that. So I doubt there's any room for, oh, we've actually been using them right the whole time. Or what that would even mean. Like, we've played every card. We've had to fuck up at least once. You know? So, like, there's no way... It's like I'm trying to find the words while I'm playing stupid. I'm already a little tilted with this game. It's mainly because of stage 2, because it doesn't feel... Like, it feels... It's, like, annoying enough that there's an auto-scroller segment. What the fuck? What the fuck? Calm down. Are there 200 rings here? Oh, there are. But, like, so clearly he knows we're confused in how to use the books. We wouldn't be constantly second-guessing and making videos on the topic otherwise. At the ring box, or the extra live boxes, I'm gonna need it. I would say the entire concept of continues are kind of weird. Like, why not just make them 3 live packs? I kind of get the idea of you get a certain amount of tries before you reset the stage. Like, it was such a weird concept to, like, I guess it was to try and simulate, like, the arcade coin feel. You know? supposed to be like your 1 quarter you get to put into the machine, but it's a home console, so there's no quarters. But I'm really glad we like ditched continues. I kind of miss lives as a concept. I think the idea of having a limited number of attempts at something is a decent way to give you a reasonable challenge for it. But obviously there's some answer to the novel debate. Like, we'll get it. Or not the novel, short story debate. Because it's weird, because they're sandwiched in between in like a weird, hard to read kind of way, you know? For like usage and like their lore and application. And the dogs are barking, and it's like so. Second continue. So overstimulating, and then just into the stage down here, and you can get 100 rings. And you know, it will come eventually. The discussion is, you know, what is the answer? Why even have a little run up to the boss fight? You know, like, why not just have it be on the next screen? Like, what's the... It feels like there's a lot of wasted space in this game. You know, like, there's a lot of stuff here that's here for some reason, but I don't quite get what it is. Even Sonic CD, which also did, like, the little run-up to the boss fight thing, had, like, enough stage that it's like, okay, it feels like there's a game here where you can lose before the boss. It also feels like, oh, it's a chance to get rings or extra lives or whatever. Might be this. Yeah, dogs barking. That's true. It's my nightmares. Why do you think I talk about FNAF 4 so much? I think FNAF 4, part of the reason I talk about it so much is I stand by it's the game. See, this is another problem with the whole, like, continue system of do the entire game over again. Because I'm not advocating for that. I think the idea of doing an entire game over again is dumb. Alright, I think that just kind of wastes your time. When I say lives, I mean, like, from the beginning of the stage to the end of the stage. Like, right, give me, like, a decently long level, and a mechanic that allows me to save a little bit of time, but a punish if I completely fuck up enough times. Like, this kind of stuff where it's like, oh, you died too many times, do the entire game over again. I don't like that. I know it was a time-saving maneuver, or not time-saving, a time-wasting maneuver to get people to play games longer, and people feel like they got more out of the game. But, like, this shit's, like, it just spawns the platform at the wrong time. So I'm guaranteed to fuck it up. This is unrelated to what I'm talking about. I'm just... that was a separate thing frustrating me. Jump! Is there something wrong with my controller? There might be, actually. I just looked down at it. The wire's a little frayed. I might use this controller a little too much. I never noticed that. Until now, I'm like... Because, you know, what... I'm gonna sound excuses. I'm gonna shut up. Play the game. Fucking... Did I change my name to Greg? No. I don't really mind. If I'm getting actual money, maybe. I mean, because, like, my legal name does not matter much, you know? I can still just go by my original name. It's not like a dead name system where it's like, oh no, everyone has to now call me by the new name. Like, there's no, I'm not frustrated or upset if in this scenario where I have to change my name, I guess. like the idea of the Chaos Emeralds just being levels, though. That's a nice, like, touch. I almost like this game. The stupid lives, like, the stupid continues insta-permadeath bosses. Not permadeath, insta-death bosses is dumb. Really egregious. But, like, a gregillion dollars isn't a money amount, which is part of why I'm like, maybe not. But, like, that doesn't mean anything. I know it's funny for the memes to say, like, a gregillion dollars, but it's like, it's not a number. That could be $5 for all I know. It's like, I'm reading through One Piece right now, right? And one of Oda's running jokes in the Q&A sections is people will ask him stuff like, how far can Luffy's, like, arm stretch? And to like, which he'll respond like, oh, well, it'll stretch like 90 gum-gums, roughly. And people will be like, what's a gum-gum? Like, in meters. Please answer. And he's like, I don't know what a meter is, but I can tell you it's about, like, 55 fruity gum-gums. Give or take. Oh. God. Jesus Christ, I know Sonic's fast, but God, chill out, please. I just need 2. Thank you. But it's like the same gag as that, where it's like a gregillion doesn't mean anything. If it was like the earnest question of like, would you change your name for $1 billion? Like, sure. But it would have to be like a more, like, it's not really like a thing though. I already got to continue, right, in this one? Yes. Play, like, if I'm replaying the same stages over and over again, I'll be super completionist. Like, especially this one. I'll be super completionistic about the coin count, or the ring count. Good thing I'm not doing an every 2D Mario platformer series. Because A, Nintendo would kill me. B, I would have played through the Lost Levels. No one wants to play through the Lost Levels. The Lost Levels are a punishment, they're not a game. But if it was like, would you change your name for $1 million? It would have to be like a name I wouldn't want to have. I don't even know what that would be. I feel like if you have a weird enough name, you know, it wraps around to being kind of interesting. Like, if I change my name to, like, Sally, I'd be like, huh. Kind of a weird for whatever name Sally, but whatever. And I would be like, oh, it's short for Salvador. Even if it legally wasn't. And then people are like, okay. Get it? I'm referencing Sally Face with that, by the way, for context. To be fair, Sal in that game is kind of playing into it. Dude is practically cosplaying Leatherface Hatsune Miku. I love... One of my favorite scenes in Sally Face is him and... I forgot what the girl's name is. But they're just sitting, like, on the lakeside. And then they just bring up, like, why don't we... Like, we could scream right now and no one would hear or care. So let's just do it. And then so they just scream. But, you know, the game doesn't have any voice acting other than that moment. So you have no clue what Sal sounds like in that game until that moment. And then he has, like, this deep, incredibly guttural, like, destructive, like, roar kind of a voice. But, like, the dude's, like, 5'6". He has like blue pigtails. You do not expect him to have like a really deep, like loud, intimidating voice. How much would be given to change your name from Atula does Hula from Hawaii? Would 10K be enough? But yeah, maybe. Once again, that's kind of one of those, it wraps around to being funny. Like, it's such a weird name that, you know, why not? That'd just be really annoying to write on, like, official documents, though. Like, what would have to be, like, my signature, or... I guess your signature doesn't have to be your name, technically. It just be whatever you sign everything with. Part of why, like, doctors can get away with, like, writing whatever the hell they want. Like, you don't need to be able to read it. The point of the signature is not to prove it's your name. That's why you write your print name on half of your documents. The reason you write your signature is, like, it's a thing that you do that's kind of hard to replicate. So I gotta, like, roll towards the center. That's a really fucking weird. That's so... I mean, that's, like, the only thing that's actually gotten me to dodge projectiles. And it's super finicky. But, like, $10,000, that would buy me a lot of time to do whatever the hell I want, you know? That's not quite winning the lottery money. Also, couldn't I just change my name back if I have $10,000? There's no one has insisted the idea of this being permanent yet. Staged. Does Sonic have a love interest at all? The answer is yes, except when okay, he has love interest, but it's not him interested, if that makes sense. He's not the one usually interested. He was supposed to have a girlfriend in, like, the Sonic 1 planning phase, but they kind of cut her, because I guess they didn't really know what to do with her. And also, like, it's kind of one of those, like, Sonic isn't, like, the save the princess. I mean, he does, but that's not his, like, bit. Like, that's Mario's bit. And I think they wanted to, like, help make him different from Mario. Okay, I kind of get the rhythm of this. Okay, on the like, ooh, poopy poop. Okay, so it's different each time, maybe? What the fuck is the rule set for this? But for Poopy Poopy Fart Jr., that's kind of funny, and I would love to be, like, a serious actor and have that as, like, my official name, and then take it super serious. It's like Poupée Poupée Fart Jr. It's a very serious, like French name. Don't fuck with it. I'll be very offended if you don't. Like, it's like, but it's like a bit, so, like, everyone's like doesn't take it seriously, but, like, the bit is I do. Like, that's kind of one of those. Okay, finally. Like I said, it's kind of a funny, like, conversation starter, and once again, I don't need to go by this name. Like, it's not dead name rules. You can't force me to. Otherwise, you're creating a scenario where it's not my choice. Like, it wouldn't be me making this decision. Wow, so we're just completely different areas than Sonic 1. It is what I'm, like, experiencing here. This is, like, a completely like, we had Green Hill. We've had nothing in common other than Green Hill, actually. wants me to. That's not a platform. Yeah, I don't really get the environment changes. Like, they're very... The environment changes are really weird in this. Fucking... This is... So, Sonic already has a problem with, like, not being able to see stuff on screen for these early 2D games. I feel like the level designed by Sonic 3 and Knuckles, I don't feel that problem as much. But, like, what's here? You know? There's nothing on screen here. I do like how, minus those random invisible giant pits, the levels... So those are background elements. That's real. I guess they're not as saturated, so that's how I'm supposed to know. Minus the stupid instant fall pits everywhere in this level design scheme. It's not that bad platforming-wise. It really just is the fact that they instantly kill you if you fuck up once. Like, this is an easy platform they expect you to never make a mistake with. Okay, I can walk on that, though, even though... Where's the... I'm answering now because I don't want to replay fucking Boss 2 again. The ring system is really what's killing this game for me. Like, the lack of rings. The fact that so many things are insta-kill. Main Team Sonic would do stuff like this every now and then. But it's a lot of it back-to-back is my biggest problem with this one. Is jungle log riding a combination usually? Like, normally I think of that as more like a lumberjacky kind of, like, big forest, not jungle kind of activity. You know, it's like, it's two things I don't really associate. I don't think, oh god, those jungle barrel riders. Those are two different, like, unrelated cliches. It's a really long fucking stage. Holy shit. 2 checkpoints? Like, that... For a Game Gear stage, that's real. Expecting a lot from you. Would you punt or kick a solid wall of bricks as hard as you could for 2 Googleplex dollars? Maybe. Because I could fix my leg. with that much money, A. B, the concept of money might become irrelevant if I do that, if there's that much money now in the world. C, that might be kind of funny. To see what happens to the world economy when it doesn't know what it can do anymore. Fuck, this game is so twitchy. Like, this is the glitchiest of the Sonic games we've played so far. I mean, a jungle is a type of forest, but... I do think they were trying to make an easy game, and then they were like, oh, we need more playtime out of it, so we'll just crank up the difficulty by making it stupid. But I think we're near the end of the game. I'm assuming they're going to... What's the difference between... Okay, so a lot of people criticize that, like, a Sonic, as long as you have one ring, you're, like, indestructible. That's always the thing people make fun of. Not make fun of, they say when they talk about Sonic games. Like, difficulty. It's like, oh, you only need one ring and you're good. And to an extent, that's correct. But also... not fully. God, they unintentionally, or maybe intentionally, made shields, like, uber important in this game. Where the hell are the other emeralds? I haven't seen one for, like, the rest of the game. They were not, like, super well hidden. God damn it. And then it's fucking... You get, like, 3 invulnerability frames in this game. So it's super easy to be, like, a combo death spiral. Jump! The ring system... So, the ring system, I think, is cool because it... You know, it's punishing if you're bad at, like, collecting rings and stuff, and in good Sonic stage design, that's a really interesting mechanic. Stuff like I mentioned, like, part of why I love the Metal Sonic boss fight in Sonic CD, and why I think it's such a great boss fight, is, you know, it challenges what your actual gameplay is like. You know, it's not challenging your ability to perceive, like, boss fights in Sonic are practically a different genre of thing to deal with than your normal gameplay loop is, if that makes sense. What am I supposed to do? What the fuck? Why? Why is that there? The waterfall is kind of distracting, but the weird platforming is bugging me more. But anyway, what I was saying is, like, the rings are, like, the more rings you have, the more easy it is to collect them. But the fewer rings you have is the harder it is to get all of them back. Is, like, the core idea of the gameplay loop, right? This game doesn't have that at all. Because you just lose your rings and you cannot recover them, seemingly. Or at least I don't know how to recover. Why is the secret on this side? Bad level design. Why is it so hard to get on the left side if there's nothing there? Also, that goes against, like, your platforming common sense, so it's... Why? Why is it like this? And also, how... Fuck this stage. This is the most nonsensical level design so far. This game... This, like, level feels like it's a Mario 2 USA stage. But I don't mean that in a good way. I mean, in, like, it's weirdly vertical. But, like, not fun like Mario 2 is. I don't even go there. Like, I just want the stage to be over with, you know? That's all this makes me want. You do bullshit weird hard stages. It doesn't make me want to explore or play more of the game better. It make me want to play the game again to, like, look for secrets that you probably hid. makes me think this game's fucking ridiculous. I want to beat it and be done with it. Sonic CD. What dormant game series would you resurrect? That's a hard call. I'm not sure. I'd need to... What counts as dormant is like the A question, and B... Oh. Why? Okay, we're getting into real bad level design now, if I'm completely honest. Dormant for about 10 years. Dang it, I can't pick the one I want to. I was gonna say I want a good Ben 10 game. Or I want them to at least make more again so there can be good ones. Because we had Protector of Earth, which was pretty good. Jump! I'm genuinely wondering if the controller's breaking. Because, like, I'm mashing it. Like, I'm hitting it, and it's not rendering that I did it half the time. Why do I have to run back up to this fucking state? Like, this is so time-wasty. It feels so arbitrary. Like, it doesn't feel fair. It feels dumb. Got several continues. I'm kind of good, but I'm really getting frustrated because it doesn't feel fun. This just feels like it's flipping me off, and that's all it's doing. I will go to finish Sonic 2, by the way, if I get through this game. I have a save state right on the final Emerald. Why? This is... They suck at designing bosses in this game. This is fucking bullshit. This is the worst set of bosses I've seen so far, and none of them would be that bad if they were normal bosses. Like, designed by a sane Sonic developer, but these fuckers are so sadistic. Because I can't move when I'm ricocheting like that very much. I'm pretty much locked into hitting it. Like, there's a little bit of drift when I get hit, when I fall back like that, but it's so shallow. Dormant, I guess F-Zero is like the Dormant, or Earthbound is, but like those aren't... I think F-Zero is my kind of pick, I guess. A lot of the other ones I'm like, I don't... Well, they are dormant and I might like them. The smoke cloud kills me? That's it. I don't know how it continues. Why can the smoke cloud kill me? That's egregious bullshit. Like, I literally didn't even get hit by the thing, and I got punished for it. I guess F-Zero is like the only one I can think of where I'm like, that's a series that's been gone for 10 or so years that has no sign of coming back. That'd be cool to resurrect. That I don't feel like it would be kind of disrespecting the series or the creator's intent to bring back, you know? Is like the big thing, because I'm thinking of like Earthbound, Mother. Bringing it back would be really... Oh, Kid Icarus is another one. I wouldn't mind a new Kid Icarus. I feel like you can do more in that universe pretty easily. But like Earthbound, it's like if the reason we don't have a new Earthbound is not because Nintendo is completely unwilling to make a new one. It's because the people behind it don't want to make a new one. Pod Racer, yeah, like Star Wars Pod Racer being the remake. We were the reason Tio's mentioned that is when I was at his place, I bought him a copy of Pod Racer, the Star Wars game. Partially as a joke, but it was for his birthday. It was like the context because he has an N64. But I had always heard like decently good things about Pod Racer, but I'd never played it. So I'm like, this is really funny. Like we'll play it for like his birthday, and then we didn't. And then like I was just hanging out there the other day, and then we were like talking about like playing something on like the N64, and then we were like, oh, what about Pod Racer? We haven't actually played that one yet. On a similar note, we have, by we have, I mean he has Buck Bumble for the N64 and has not played it yet. So this game in total so far has had one stage in common with the Genesis port. Oh, let me try to get 50 rings on the stage. I just remembered I actually should be trying to do that if I can. Continues are clearly ultra important. So are points, weirdly enough. When was the last Wario game? I think there's a little bit more recent. Oh, Vibribbon would also be a nice one, I think, to come back. I've never played much of Vibribbon, but I've always liked... It's one of those, like, I'm not a big, like, Vibribbon player. I'm not like, ooh, I gotta bust out the emulator of my PS1 to play Vibribbon today. But, like, I just like the series. I like Vivi as a character and her design and, like, the way everything in that world moves and works. It's also one of those, like, I feel like it would never get another game if it wasn't something like this kind of weird Wish scenario. Continue. Not really like another game, but a movie I would like a sequel to, for example. Like, if we were doing like movies, I think I would have a bit more on that topic. Because I think you can do a little bit more. Was there ever like a Saturday morning like Lilo and Stitch show that was any good? God, it's only right. Like, this game feels so weird pacing and scale wise. It's so weird that you keep your shield in this version. Like, that's such a non-traditional thing. Even Sonic 3, you lose your shield between zones. You keep it in acts of the individual zones, but... There was a show? Okay. But, like, Lilo and Stitch is kind of one of those, like, it's such a perfect setup for, like, a series and vibe. I don't know when Kim Possible ended. I would also... Okay, it's technically within the cutoff date. Or, like, or not in the cutoff, like, the date to fulfill a question of 10 years dormant or whatever. But I'm kind of upset we're still we still don't have a new Ben 10 continuity yet. We have the reboot, and the reboot was alright. When you get past it's one of the times where it's such a weirdly formatted show, because like the original show was kind of, you have your plot episodes and then you have like your one-off adventure episodes, or like your repeating villain episodes. So like an episode with Dr. Animo, for example, might not forward the plot, but it's like, it's an Animo episode. Like, Animo's a main character, you don't feel it's like weird when it focuses on him. And then you have your plot episodes. And the reboot at the start didn't do that. It just had all like goofy one-off, like the only connection is that we've seen this villain before kind of episodes. And then when people say like Teen Titans Go is Ben 10, or Ben 10 is Teen Titans, like reboot is Teen Titans Go, but for Ben 10, to an extent that's like true, but the difference is Teen Titans Go never really got serialized. As the reboot went on, weirdly enough, there were more like episodes where things connect and like plot lines that continued. Weirdly enough, the reboot did something that the original Ben 10 never actually did, even though it kept like hinting it would. Which was, God damn it, I fucked up. I realized what I didn't even get all. I'm an angry rabid badger man. What did it? I don't even know why. Fucking, this is what I'm talking about, where it goddamn starts in the wrong spot. Forgot about that because I was just like, oh, Sonic game, play Sonic. No, I forgot it's dumb. And it's fucking evil level design where you're forced to wait if you died the first time. I know there's like some kind of like creative silliness with that that's kind of interesting, but like where it rewards you for being good on your first attempt. But it's like annoying that like you can't just get back into the stage if you died once. And because especially when it's fuck. I am also a weird bird thing. Those two topics are not mutually exclusive, even if you think they are. You're gaslighting yourself into thinking they are if you think they're mutually exclusive. It's called dual identity, deal with it. I identify as a rabid, angry fucking badger. Up there anymore? Got 50. Got it. I still don't get like that. Do the casual ones give me more points? I still haven't figured that out. What was I even talking about? Oh yeah, the Ben 10. So when the reboot started doing more plot episodes and connecting things, I liked what it did. The problem is there's so few episodes about like plot related things overall, and the show is incredibly like the reboot. What it lacked in coherent quality and like long running storylines or anything like that, it made up for in just fucking pumping out episodes. Like for a 10-minute, I mean it's 10-minute episodes, so it's not like crazy video counts or episode counts. Like the episode, it's actually not that long to watch all of the reboot. Part of how I did it, but like it's like 50 episode seasons. God, this is cruel. I hope at least I get a lot of points. Can I, like... Is there a fast forward button? Right? I can move the screen. Maybe there's a timer. I'm not soft locked. God damn. If I don't get a continue or extra life off of the point count... I at least got the continue and stuff before this happened. That didn't do anything. So I just kind of wasted one there. God, and this... evil fucking stage. So I definitively have to settle on the idea this is worse than Sonic. Sonic 1 has the virtue of, I have bosses that don't infuriate me, and I don't have an auto-scroller stage. I mean, Marble Zone's a little bit of an auto-scroller in that, like, it has its own set pace and time, but you can actually cheese it if you know what you're doing or using invincibility right. This is a true auto-scroller. Like, no matter how good I am at this stage, there's no faster version of it, you know? Why does the shield not have invulnerability frames? I'm going to punt one of my dogs, I swear. Whoever's the barking one. I don't know who it is right now. Why does it warp me like that? That does not feel intended. Also, I don't know what friend flop is. Shut up. Yeah, when the reboot's good, it's good. It's just that, like, when it has a good episode, it's a definitively good episode. I don't, like, question it really much. I mean, there's some alright episodes. A lot of the episodes I don't like are the ones that are inoffensive. They're not, like, bad. They just, like, you know, there's not, like, an interesting thing that's going on where I'm just like, oh, yeah, I want to watch more of this character or this scene, or, like, I want more. You know. It's just like, alright, that was alright and inoffensive. What I don't like about this boss is there's no learning phase of the boss fight. That's what usually, like, a good, like, all ages friendly boss is good as, is the first phase is to teach you what you're meant to do for the boss. This one doesn't have that. I was talking about, like, the Ben 10 reboot. Like, there's just things that do. They do the reboot concept better, though there's things I do think are better in the reboot. Specifically, like, I think Kevin's characterization makes more sense in the reboot than it does in the original continuity. Because the reboot, they're writing him kind of like Alien Force Onward Kevin, but younger and more impulsive. Which makes more sense given what we know he kind of ends up being. And whatchamacallit. And I think the Forever Knights, or in the case of the reboot, the singular Forever Knight, with the exception of some good episodes in the original continuity, is handled better. I think Reboot Vilgax might genuinely be the best incarnation of Vilgax. Even like the original series, I like the original series Vilgax a lot. He's an incredibly nostalgic, like, cool villain. But he's not, there's not like a depth to him at all. You know, he's kind of one of those, like, if you're younger, you kind of associate more depth to him being intimidating and cool, but, like, he doesn't actually have any, if you, like, think about it. Like, there's no moment where he gets a motivation beyond wanting the Omnitrix, kind of. I mean, like, he wants to conquer shit. And there's some kind of subtext to that, you could argue, because he's, like, this banished outcast. I don't explain that, really. It's not like his motive. If they were like, he wants to rule his home planet because he was banished from it out of spite, and that was, like, his villain motive, and, like, the Omnitrix is just a perfect tool for what he needs to do that kind of makes sense, because from, like, a meta flavor standpoint, right? Vilgax is, like, the only villain who is in raw power equivalent to, like, any transformation Ben has, and he obviously has no timer. So, like, the threat of him is very obvious, and it's kind of weird that he wants the Omnitrix, given that he seems to be stronger than what it can offer. But with, like, the added context that he doesn't want it for himself, he wants it for a conquering army. That, like, gets you thinking of, like, oh, of course you would. Like, the ability to have an endless army of gray matters, for example, to engineer whatever you want. The ability to have an endless army of forearms who can equip themselves with more tools than even a species Chimera Sugenius, I think, than what Vilgax could have on his own. Like, it's not for him. He's a superpowered cyborg mutant squid monster. It's for the endless army of what it could bring. Yeah, he wasn't outcast by Alien Force, but that's because off-screen he conquered his home world. Like, the idea is, like, off-screen while he was preparing to fight Ben again. When he was conquering 10 worlds in Alien Force. Conquered Vilgaxia as part of his world count. Or he conquered Chimeras, or whatever it's called. Like, in the original series, it's like a text blurb. They explain, like, what's... It's not... It's like it's one of the pop-up details where they mention, like, what the planet's called, and then canonically off-screen, when he conquered it, he changed its name to Vilgaxia. But that's also part of the tangent where Vilgax should have been two separate characters rather than trying to weave two very different characters into one continuity. The original Vilgax is not quite, like, he's not Butte, but he's much less talkative and much more rogue-ish than Alien Force Vilgax, who, like, is very legal bound and, like, not honorable, but, like, he's a different feel and vibe entirely than original Vilgax is. Whereas Reboot Vilgax, I don't know, he's just interesting. It would be kind of hard to summarize his, like, personality, because there's a lot to it. Like, there's... In the reboot, he was one of the assistants who helped work on the Omnitrix. So there's this kind of similar characterization for, ironically, Myax, who is a fake-out. She's just another member of his species. But, like, he kind of serves her role. Thank you. But, like, he kind of fills Myax's role. Was there never an origin for the mummy alien? So yeah, all of they're called the Anur aliens. They're from a star system called Anur. That's loosely ruled by the Ghost Freak / Zskar. And so he kind of has like Dominion, like they're just like minions from his planet, basically, like their bit. Now, what's a little confusing is where Reals the Scare is, because remember, the one we know in Ben 10, like the one we are actually following every time we see Ghost Freak, is a copy of Zaskir made when his DNA was taken from for the Omnitrix by mistake. Which the other like interesting plot point to consider is Zaskir was never meant to be in the Omnitrix. He was Zaskir, like the Ectoneurite DNA sample was taken when Wildvine species, like the Plantera or whatever the hell they're called, like when their DNA sample was acquired, like Vilgax was, or not Vilgax, Zaskir was haunting one of them to infiltrate their planet. And God, I fucking hate how they do shields in this game. But so we don't know what the hell's going on with Reals Zaskir, unless the one in no, he's in the space station to pick up where he was in the original. Okay, I don't know what the fuck's going on with Zaskir, to be honest. I guess Reals Zaskir is maybe the one we see in Omniverse. Is that what he's supposed to be, or is that supposed to be the one from the Omnitrix? Because in Alien Force, he gets Zaskir back. Like, he traps Zaskir in the Omnitrix, and then off-screen, Azimuth finally fixed Ghost Freak's transformation, and he just works as a normal transformation in Omniverse again. Got all the chains on him and stuff. I guess they're supposed to keep Zaskir in or whatever, like, flavor-wise. I don't exactly know what they're there for. I hate this one. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do to get it. Because you can't fall from here. Right? Or can you? You can, actually. The platform is so goddamn precise, it's kind of beside the point. I could so easily make a Ben 10 channel. Like, I've been so Green Goblin Mask tempted by making a Ben 10 channel for so long. I just don't know if I can say much more on it than, like, other Ben 10 fans could, you know? Is, like, the main problem I have on it. It's like, yeah, I have a lot to say on it. I really like the series. But at the same time, I don't know what I would say that no one else has, really. It would kind of just be like a content farm repeating common headcanon theories is the problem if I like really try to make one. There's like 2 videos I've thought of where I'm like, that's a thing I could do that isn't usual. Or like, would have some interesting new content to it. There's a video I wanted to make about, like, how does the Omnitrix actually work? Like, specifically, how do you interface with the Omnitrix? Because, you know, you turn the thing and you get the alien you want. That's how the show kind of handles it. And that part's pretty straightforward and obvious, right? Like, no one's questioning that part. But what's weird is, and maybe this is a running animation error that they just do every time Ben uses the Omnitrix, but when Ben turns the Omnitrix left and right, it doesn't always cycle logically. Like, it's kind of hard to explain. I would have to find a clip of the show to kind of show what I'm talking about. But okay, like, you know, if you turn it right and it gets Diamond Head, and you turn it left, it says Heat Blast. You would think if you turn it right again, it would show Diamond Head, because that was the thing, like, if it was, like, in a loop or whatever, like, a normal, rational sense. Labyrinth. Isn't that another Sonic game, Sonic Labyrinth? Also a Game Gear game, right? No! Are you fucking kidding me? But it's like weird that it goes back and forth that way. Gotta be kidding! Like, this is insane. This is psychotic. Of all the stages, they picked Labyrinth Zone. This one doesn't even make sense. Flavor-wise, like, experience-wise, I don't get why Labyrinth is here. In the old game, it's like, oh, you're getting more and more into Eggman's territory. Like, that's the flavor of, like, all the stages in Sonic 1 is, like, you know, Green Hill Zone. It's like Sonic's area, like, it's super uncolonized, it's, like, very normal and safe and all that. But then you get to, like, Marble Zone, it's like, oh, there's more buildings and stuff there, it's less free and flowing and, like, untouched. And then you get to Scrapyard Zone, and it's like, oh, wow, there's, like, metal heaps and stuff everywhere. And then you get into Labyrinth Zone, and it's all, like, marble bricks. You can't even, like, see grass and stuff anymore. And then you get to Starlight Zone, and it's, like, once again, it's kind of, like, all machine, steel, metal. And then you get to Scrap Brain Zone, and it's completely, like, this metallic hellscape. Granted, I think Labyrinth Zone and Scrapyard Zone should be switched for that progression point. Like, if that's the flavor, right? They should be the other way around. But it's still, like, the idea still kind of works. Where am I supposed to go? Wait, so running towards the spike ball is not the right... Oh. I haven't died yet. I think I might be on stage 2. Feels end of staging. Nope. Where am I? Breakable roll wall. Normally Sonic 1 has those. But yeah, whatever. Ben 10, right? Omnitrix. Like, so, I guess I'll pitch what we were going to talk about in that video script, but I might still make it. I don't know. It's weird that it's like you would think they would all be like in a row. I don't assume like the team has like a planned order of aliens where it's like always Heat Black, Gray Matter, Diamond Head, like in an order or whatever. Like, I don't expect that. That's a bit much to track for the series. Like, you have to be a very perfectionistic like dev for the series to get that consistent. But you know, it's a 2005 action show. As much as I like the show, I'm not expecting that level of like specific attention and planning for it. If it was Avatar: Last Airbender, I would expect it. But only because that series... What? Gotta be fucking me. What? What? It just rings! That's... But, you know, it's like, so I don't expect them to be, like, always in the same order, but the fact that going left and right doesn't, like, recycle the same few aliens and still gives you new things. Because he'll, like, turn right and it'll be, like, Heat Blast, then he turns left, it'll be, like, Forearms, then he'll turn right again, which doesn't make sense, because it would just be Heat Blast, but then it's, like, Diamond Head or whatever. It'll just be a new alien or transformation. So it's, like, interesting that, A, he doesn't think to stay on the same... It's weird that they're animating it going back and forth and showing new things. And it's consistent. Like, that's a running... If it's an error, it's a running animation error that's, like, almost always there. I hate so much about this. So this is part of what sucks about having no ring pickups in this gameplay loop. Beyond the obvious, right? Is if in these annoying obstacle things, like the whatchamacallit, these annoying obstacles, like, you can kind of try a few times with the rings. In this version of the game, which is slow as dirt, it takes, like, ages to get past that. So it goes beyond just having good timing. It's just like, no, did you do it right the first time or not? It's kind of what it feels like. Especially because of the air mechanic, where you're on the limited time scale. But for the Omnitrix things, what I speculate on in that video script that I wrote is that it doesn't care which direction you turn, just that you turned, and it's just like it is a looping system, but it's more like a rotary phone, where it's like, it doesn't matter if you turn left after you turn right. What matters is that you turned and inputted. And that's what, like, really matters with the Omnitrix. So you can turn it no matter what fucking direction you want. But you'll still progress the DNA selection. Okay, is this now a stage? Feels very end of stagey. Why didn't it kill me? That game that was weird level of mercy out of nowhere on the game's part. That was like the first time it went for the punch, but it saw I was crying, so it held back. 3 emeralds. I don't know how many there are. It doesn't look like there's enough slots for 6. Labyrinth boss. Suffering. It starts me underwater. I don't know why that's more insulting. So is there like a hidden life? Is that like what the rule set is here? Oh, this is very... Okay, it's instant death. Instant death. This sucks. I'm not gonna lie. As is with normal Sonic 1, like, Green Hill was decently fun. But the rest of this game has just been upsetting. Oh god, there's like a straight up Sonic 1 boss that's like, or Sonic 1 or 2 PD, I don't know which one. You're not missing much, I'm just suffering. If you just came back for the stream. I don't think I've used any of my continues yet. I'm pretty sure this is the same life I started with. I'm pretty good about getting extra lives since then. What's extra evil about this game is, like, extra lives don't regenerate? Can he shoot lower? He can. Okay. Glad the smoke doesn't hit me. So, I think when he's in those vertical spots, you just need to bully him. Because it feels like that bottom spot's so questionable. Okay, you can't roll into him. He doesn't have enough bounce. Not like normal Sonic. I have to keep reminding myself like that. I've got another continue after this still, so... Wait, do I get my extra life back up here if I do a continue? Should refresh... No, whatever. I'm not wasting death going after an extra life when it's so like if this game is so fucking evil in level design. I really hope Sonic 2 isn't this just upsettingly cruel. So I played. Why? Okay, so just don't hit him on the bottom. Even if you can, don't. That's what I'm learning from this experience. You cannot play this boss fight like the way they want you to. Because it just is so unforgiving to play it this way. Just jump to the other side. Okay, what? Why was it? I hate how random the boss fights feel in this. That's my biggest complaint, is they don't feel rhythmic. That like a decent, like normally, like the Sonic bosses feel like rhythmic in a rewarding, fun way, where hitting them is like feels good, or like feels like it's part of the system, you know. But, like, this does not feel like that. No! I can't even win when I win. I was playing it safe. I was going to jump left. I was going to avoid it so I could jump over the missile and be done with it. Go to the other side, you hit them twice, and then you jump over. Make sure you have clearance. Make sure you have clearance. Make sure to hit him 3 times when he's on the right side for some fucking reason. And jump. Left side. That's boss. I almost expected them to put like a death pit there, like Sonic 2. Penguins. Hey, these are actually thematic enemies. I was gonna make fun of what was coming out of it, but they were normal. Like, my joke was they were all gonna drown, but whatever. Scrap Brain. So it's just normal. What the hell? Level designs. Normal so far. Where's the bullshit? Killers? Pretty normal enemies. Oh, well that's... actually, I don't mind that. That's kind of a funny bit. It's like, if I'm moving too fast, the game doesn't let me jump. Because I'll be, like, pressing it multiple times and it won't always respond. There's something... Nope. That's where Sonic 1 would usually have something. Okay. That was... I'm going to reserve my comments. Maybe they're saving it for the next one. Maybe it's the next area, Scrap Brain, that's really punishing. I wonder what the final boss is going to be about it. Are they going to... They haven't recycled any bosses from Sonic Genesis 1 yet. I wonder if the guy who made Sonic Triple Trouble 16-bit will make a Sonic Chaos 16-bit version. I would like that. I really like Trouble Deluxe from when I, or 16-bit when I played it. You can just run under these. They're, I guess for the catter killers is what they're punishing you for, or making you expect. Kind of infinite staircase. Weird. Oh, I got it. No? I can't spin dash. Am I faster when rolling? No. Yeah, I guess leave it open, get other side. That's a decent bet. I wasn't really... How do I get down there? I love off-screen projectiles, and I love that I can't get rings. Mechanics are meant to be fun. Video games are fun. So... Does this bring me on the other side? And I gotta do it all over! I mean, not... Okay, there's checkpoints there. They are not that... What the fuck? I wasn't even... I don't even know if these are puzzles. I'm genuinely kind of lost here. Oh, also no rings. Love that, guys. I'm not even... By the way, I'm letting go here. Like, I'm not pressing it. Are these puzzles? Like, what's the... But I don't understand. I don't understand. So I gotta do it again, is what I'm hearing from this. Okay, no fun speed timing. No. Slow down. You gotta slow down and be boring. Oh, there's checkpoints. What? Huh? Okay. Don't. This level is mine. So used to caterpillars taking up the entire goddamn screen. No, don't go fast. No, shut up and slow down. That's how this game plays. That's one of the few times I've seen... Usually, like, I make fun of the notion that Sonic doesn't let you go fast. Wait, I get rings? I get rings. The boss stage. Talk of madness is this? What? Now the door's working. I'm a little confused now. I thought I understood, like, a bit of this level and I was going to retrace my steps some. Is it what side of the door I approached from? I guess it's whatever way the sensors go. This is a charming game, minus the inane and stupid bullshit.
Please tell me it's just Final Zone. I don't want to play through Labyrinth Zone again.
Skybase?
The rings are blue. Oh, it's dark out.
What the fuck?
This is a little too This feels a little too Mario inspired, if I'm completely honest. Like, I know Sonic is inspired by Mario. Don't get me wrong. Like, I know the Sonic 1 was created to be, like, based on how fast you could beat Mario. Like, that was the inspiration, was like, how fast can we make a platformer go? We also want to show off Genesis hardware capabilities. It's supposed to be basically Starlight Zone? What kind of fucking... That's lightning. Probably where the enemy is. Got it. Or not. Or it's just a waste of time. Okay. This is a weirdly long Sonic game. Per
portable Game Gear game? I know the stages are only like 1:30 each, but... Babies again. What? This is straight up Wing Fortress. Or did this come out first? I don't know which one. I don't know which one was which. Did Genesis Sonic 2 come out before Game Gear game? So is... I mean, it's a different color palette, but this is like straight up Wing Fortress. But there's Spike Wall. Spike Wall. Okay, hold on. I know it's not really in the spirit of this series. I personally do not want to replay this game. Out. Go. What the fuck am I supposed to do? There's no rings. Like, there's no rings so far in the stage. Don't go up. Go. I don't understand. I haven't seen a ring yet this stage. And it's game over, game over. I knew it. Stage good music. Or shit level design. Go. Boss? Thing to do? Door? Thing I can get on? Okay, I can. I just realized there wasn't even a ring counter on that stage. Like, they just straight up did not expect you to get rings there. What the fuck? I've never been so confused by the end of a Sonic game. Boss? Okay, I get the boss, okay. I thought this one was stupid for a second. This one's actually like a thing. Because there's a safe bit of platform here that they let you keep. This makes some level of sense. Like as like a reward for playing it safe. Okay. God damn it. They last a little too long though, is my complaint about the fire. Okay. I guess my punishment for using a save state is I'll have to replay. I guess I'll give myself one save state per Genesis game up until Sonic 3 where there are just save states. I get one save state a game. Let's say that. That's the cop-out. Prevent the series from going on forever because stupid extra live continue bullshit. Redo the entire... Like I said, my problem with extra lives and continues is not that I have to redo content. I'm not a super big fan of redoing content, but it seems fair for these kind of smaller little games that would be very easy otherwise. But at the same time, continues suck. Okay, so this is a full year before Sonic 2. This is my, like, mitigation. It's like I get one save state per game. I won't make a new save state at the end of Wing Fortress, or whatever the hell this place is called. I jump over him? I'm trying to think, because I did it right, I think. I think I did it the way they want. Wait, do those saws hurt me or not? I want to go into the boss with 2 lives. Fuck you. Okay, if I'm fast enough, I don't think it matters. No, you can't jump over him. This is such a dumb part. Like I said, this game actively has bad level design, in my opinion. Go on the thing. Like, if a pixel scrapes you... Jungle Boy. Welcome to the game that just keeps getting worse as it goes on. Like, it was good at first. It was so cool, like, oh, it's like a silly little 8-bit version of Sonic 1 with different level design. Like, same... Now it's just bad. Like, this is not fun or fair. This might be, as an overall game, I think this is worse than Sonic 1. And that's saying something, because Sonic 1 is a rough first title. It's fun overall, but, like... It is rough compared to every Sonic game that came after. Sonic 3 throws so much bullshit at me, and it frustrates me... Or not Sonic 3, Sonic 2. I mean, Sonic 3 probably will also annoy me somewhere. But this is just egregious, where it's just like... It's one thing to have me do Doomsday Zone, for example, or Death Egg Zone. Zero Rings, right? I kind of even get that much. Because you can't... Part of the reason I'm not even trying to roll into this guy is because you can't roll. I'm 99% sure. Unless they changed how he worked from the Genesis version, because this Badnik exists. See? No, you can't roll into it. This is so... This is like a quarter eater stage. In a game that doesn't have quarters. It's a battery eater. This game ran on fucking batteries. What's even the... Okay, I'm a little bit past. Okay. I have to remember there's the fucking shooter. Jump! It doesn't help this game lags endlessly. Maybe that's the emulator, but I don't think it is. Okay, it's there, a little after that pillar. Yeah, game dev just wanted to make their games hard at the time. It was how they, like, filled time, basically. The orb. God damn it. Like, it's once again a situation where I can't even play fair. I can't even, like, play it safe. Because playing it safe still gets punished. Is there another boss? Another boss. I thought that was a little too easy. Oh, is that the game? I think that's the game. Does the thing blow up? Oh, okay. Cash times 3. Okay. We did it. 2 hours on fucking Game Gear Sonic 1. This is really slow. Is this it? Oh, okay. No, it fades out. This is cute. Yeah, new Mimic teaser. I do think I'll cut the stream here. Okay, actually, let me give one shot. So we'll watch the Mimic teaser. And I'll give, like, one shot at Sonic 2's again, I think. It does feel a little anticlimactic. Let me look up, is there, like, a secret? Okay, it's just a different cutscene. There's just a slightly better cutscene at the end. Yeah, basically Sonic uses the 6 Chaos Emeralds to, like, erase Eggman's factory. So where, let me check. Close comment. Let me check where I am in Sonic 2 on my practice save states, because I was practicing, you know, when I was practicing for the playthroughs of the games. I had a save state to practice. I don't remember where the save state is, though. Okay, it's the start of Sonic. Okay, so I'll have to play through more of the game off stream. If I want to do this on a reasonable time frame. But I will show off by doing this first try. Because this particular special stage I have down to a science after playing it so many times. Tails gets thrown in the tumble dryer. Yeah, this is just a show-off point. Like, this is just like a bonus, I guess. I don't think I'm really going to beat Sonic 2 on this attempt. Not quite no hit because I forgot when it's here. It's here when the 4 in a row starts. Yeah, dang it. Alright. Alt F4. Let's pull up the new Secret of the Mimic teaser. I don't know where they're going with this, though. The last one was Stay Up Latte. Murray's Magic Co- Are you kidding me?
Are your clothes creating a catastrophic pile? Is your family distraught by the untidy nature of your house? The solution is here, friends. Murray's Magic Coat Rack. Adjusts for any size of clothing. Jackets, hats, cardigans, blazers, bags.
I didn't really have this problem with the coat rack ever, Murray. This corroborates my theory that Edwin is way more weird and unhinged than the games have really been implying.
Shawls, scarves, and more. It'll even hold your pots and pans, or your pet, or you, if you're feeling down. Order several.
This is Edwin, are you okay? Oh, we know the answer is he's not okay, but this is just weird. I'm waiting for like so you know how Freddy and Friends on Tour was like building something like where a glitch at a time we got slows teasers of stuff. I'm not noticing anything in the glitches this one. This is just strange, Edwin. Edwin? Apparently there's like audio in the background, maybe? Okay, so I think, yeah, this is a good point where it's like a machine that learns and watches things, and this is an adjustable correct. So it could be, yeah, this comment I do think is right, where I think the idea is it's showing where all of these features came from. I guess that's a neat like build up for like all the features he has set up. So yeah, off stream I'll play through the remaining stages of Sonic, and I'll do a Dead by Daylight stream in the not too distant future. Ideally, I just don't know when. Right now I'm really trying to haul on the new video. I want to get it out by the end of the month if I can. In fact, as soon as the stream ends, I was mainly doing the stream because I was hard grinding out that where I was at on that video earlier today, and I needed a break from it just because I know I'm not. Weirdly enough, it's kind of like running your head into a brick wall. It's like sometimes you just need to leave to get a car to break it down. Like you're not going to be able to hit it. Like you're not going to be able to break it by running down enough. You have to stop and do something else. I will say Murray's Costume Manor is a weird company because based on the title, you would assume they make costumes, but we've literally never seen a costume or animatronic they've made in these teasers. Yeah, there's going to be Glitch Trap and Burn Trap in Early Dead by Daylight. That's going to be interesting, but it's almost more interesting because from what I understand, the legendary skins in Dead by Daylight are supposed to be like variations of the characters from like other continuities and stuff. It's kind of like the loosely the bit. Or like alternate incarnations of the concept. It's not just like, for example, like the clown Springtrap is just Springtrap with a clown outfit, whereas the Yellow Rabbit has new voice lines and stuff because it's the Matthew Lillard version of Springtrap versus the original. And whatchamacallit, Glitchtrap, even if you want to argue it's still William, even if you want to do like an Afton, Glitch Afton kind of thing, it's still a different incarnation of him. It's still a way weirder version of him than normal. And from what we understand, he has a different voice than William does. So I hope we get, what's the guy who played him during the trailers and stuff? Whatchamacallit? The guy who played Security Breach trailer voice, like, when I first found you. That voice. I hope he sounds like that. I just want like an official Glitchtrap voice. Is more my point. Springtrap has, I didn't even notice that he had a fire axe. Like I haven't seen a lot of gameplay from him yet, honestly. I plan to kind of go into it a little blind. But a fire axe does make sense given Fazbear's Fright. You know, like like the whole motif of fire with him having a fire axe is really funny. Given how fire is his only weakness, so him having a thing to help him get out of fires is kind of a funny flavor win. I don't mind that. I think I'll make that an item, in fact, and because I'm planning to adapt the Dead by Daylight adaptation into whatchamacallit, I plan to adapt his content from the crossover into the TCG. So I plan to make the fire axe probably a weapon. And all that. Like, I'll probably be like a +1 JP, but can only be used by a card with Afton in its name. Yeah, I think Glitchtrap is a legendary skin, which means it's a different character or incarnation of the character than usual. So I mentioned before, like, it's like how Matthew Lillard's Afton is still Afton, but not the same timeline. But yeah, I'll be looking forward to playing the Dead by Daylight stuff. But that's kind of all for the stream. I'm going to try and finish that video either tonight or tomorrow night before I have work. So there is a bit of time I have before I work tomorrow where I can do that. So that's all for the stream. That's another Sonic game down. So we have 3 more Game Gear games. 3 more Game Gear games. No, 4 more, because Sonic Blast. Oh, I'm gonna have to beat Sonic Blast. I've never heard good things about that one. Sonic, the Advanced Trilogy, Sonic Rush Duology, plus Colors. Sonic 3, the rest of Sonic 2, obviously. I don't know when I'll do the Dead by Daylight FNAF collab. I'm planning on it, I just don't know when. Maybe there'll be like a tie-in when I release the video. If I have a free day that day, that same day I'll do a live stream. Maybe that's my plan. I think that's all.